Welcome, welcome. I see some people are just joining. If you're just coming, just type in the chat box where you are and what time it is where you are. You're also in Ibadan, or a lot of us are in Ibadan. Okay. Nobody joining us from Lagos, London, Ghana. My name is Similoluwa, but you can call me Simi. Pronounce Sim, me, like Simi, but Simi. And I volunteer with Aqua World. I've volunteered with Aqua World since 2022. At Aqua World is a community development initiative, a youth-led organization committed to promoting ocean health, environmental sustainability, and community development through education, advocacy, and action. Our activities cut across different states and countries, and our goal is to empower young people to become active stewards of their communities and their environment. So today's session is part of our continuous efforts to create spaces for learning, reflection, and meaningful conversation on issues that affect our world and our worlds individually, our world as in the earth, and our collective futures. So before we go into the goal for today, I would like everyone to just, tell us in one word how you are feeling right now. When you think about the world, your country, where you are, in one word, just describe your feelings towards your space, your country, where you are. Like hopeful, concerned, scared. How do you feel when you think of your world? Are you concerned, hopeful, happy, excited, angry? Anger is a feeling that I know I felt when I think about my world in the past. Well, how do you feel? Just tell us in the comments, in the chat rather. Concerned, tired, I can relate, I understand. How do you feel? Just type in the chat box. Let us know your emotions. When you think of the environment, Greta Thunberg, one of the youngest activists in our space, said the world is on fire. She was, I think if she were here, she'd probably say angry, or if she's afraid of fire, afraid. How do you feel? Type it in the chat box. Is there any message? Exhausted. Yeah, exhaustion is one of the concerns. Exhausted, concerned. The world is not the happiest place right now, even though there's a happy ceremony joining countries together, the FIFA World Cup. But I wouldn't call it the happiest world. Concerned, yeah, exhausted. Anyway, despite all these feelings, life has to go on. We still have to be active. We have to wake up every day, go to work. If you're married, be a husband, a wife. If you have children, be a parent. And be an activist, be an activist. You still have to keep showing up in different ways. You still have to keep being that person that you are in your different roles, despite all these feelings. If you are just joining, welcome. We are typing in the chat box how we feel, the emotions we feel when we think about our world. Some people have typed in that they feel concerned, exhausted, angry, tired, and just type in the chat box how you feel when you think about the world today. And that brings us to why we are here today. Today, We are listening to very, very special speaker talk to us on these emotions. How to stay active in this world we live in. We have Adetutu Oyinloye talking to us on the topic staying hopeful for action, everyday activism in today's world. Before we go into his presentation, I'll tell you about Adetutu. Adetutu is a pharmacist. She holds a bee farm from the University of Ibadan, an MSc from the University of Santiago de Compostela in Spain. Adetutu is a sustainability and health innovation advocate whose work bridges science, community impact, and practical environmental action. With training in biomedical and pharmaceutical sciences, she's passionate about translating scientific knowledge into solutions that respond to real-world health and environmental challenges. She's the founder of GreenStep 360 Solutions, a social enterprise developing craft paper biodegradable packaging as a sustainable alternative to plastic waste and a step towards more responsible consumption systems. She's also the co-founder of MedSafe, a community-based initiative focused on raising awareness about the safe disposal of unused and expired drugs. Our interdisciplinary perspective has been strengthened through participation in Uniwell Erasmus programs focused on sustainability, well-being, and ecological thinking. Please join me in welcoming Adetutu Oyinloye to our webinar today. If you can just clap, use your clap emojis, clap, 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 clap.
Yeah.
Welcome, Adetutu.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be here. Let me try to get my screen. Mm. Can we see my screen? Or can you just? Can we see my screen?
Yes, we can. We can see
And
your screen.
can you still see me?
Yes, we can see you. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much. I'm actually so happy to be here talking about this topic. Like Simi said, Adetutu Oyinloye. And first of all, I would like to share like my sustainability journey. So in 2025, that's just like last year, I founded GreenServe 360, and this is like a nice picture summarizing what GreenServe is about: better packaging for a better planet. Simi, can you hear me? I just want
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay,
I can.
okay.
We can hear
I
you.
just wanted to be sure that you could hear me.
Yes, we
And
can.
it's so, yeah, so the goal was better packaging, better planet. But the reason why I started Green Serve, many people don't know there was actually a more personal reason to Green Serve. So I remember I moved to Spain in 2024, and then after I moved to Spain, I started having a lot of breakouts, skin issues, hormonal imbalance. Everything was wrong with me at that time. And then based on advice, oh, maybe you're reacting to the soap, maybe you're reacting to the cream, maybe it's the water. I tried everything until there was this day that I came across this short clip on Instagram, and the lady was talking about microplastics and how plastics actually like leach into food when you microwave your food in plastic. And it was at that point it occurred to me that I just moved countries. I was not buying glasswares. I was basically eating from takeouts. All my plates were plastic cups, disposable cups, but I kept reusing them. And so I just realized that perhaps I'm actually suffering from like this exposing my body to like too much plastic waste in quotes that leaches into my food. And then I stopped using plastic stuff, and I don't know if this is what really worked, but I actually started to get better. And so this was actually like the more like personal reason why I started Green Serve. I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't want like more women like having this type of issue that I had. I want more people enlightened that we have eco-friendly options that they can use, and they don't have to like eat from plastic and all. And you imagine that such a purposeful initiative, such a I mean it was well rooted, well grounded, good story, good motivation. You would imagine that I would stay like optimistic and passionate about it for a long time, but in less than 1 year, I was crashing out. In less than 1 year, I was ready, like really ready to give up on Green Serve. I was ready to quit, close everything down and forget about it because I was that discouraged. And so today I'm actually going to be sharing like I'm sharing this to say that I understand what it means to be like discouraged, what it means to, be hopeful about something at the start, and then you get to a point and you feel stuck and it feels like nothing is working, and let me just scratch this and focus on other things that are working. I mean, yeah, I've gone through that, and I'll be sharing like some of the things that have helped me to, like overcome that and move beyond that. Because in the last 6 months, I have not thought for once about quitting Green Serve. Nothing much has changed. The people we reach out to for collaborations, partnerships, many of them are still very unresponsive. Sales has been very slow, but in the last 6 months, I've not for once thought about giving up on Green Serve. And this is me moving from wanting to give up 3 times within 1 year, and not even wanting to and not even thinking about giving up in the space of like 6 months. And I think to me what's even more interesting is that 3 months ago I then co-founded MedSafe, and this MedSafe is basically about pharmaceutical waste disposal. So I literally moved from someone that was struggling with Green Serve to feeling confident about Green Serve, and even going ahead to start another sustainability initiative, which is MedSafe. And to me, I feel like that's really beautiful. I mean, I had people like tell me that, oh, Green Serve is still young. It's let it like mature, let it, like get stable before you start something else. But I think I really found something so tangible that it couldn't hold the success of Green Serve couldn't hold me back anymore. And I could continue to do other things, whether or not Green Serve was thriving or not. And that's part of the things that I'll be sharing today. Today is really not about like why the ocean matters. I mean, everybody here probably already knows why the ocean matters. The challenge, like I shared, is how do we stay hopeful enough to keep showing up? So I have this short like challenge for us. I'm just going to give us 5 minutes. Uh, can we spot 10 differences between the picture above and the picture below? I actually have a gift for the person that can spot like the 10 differences the fastest. Uh, is this something that we are doing?
Hi,
Uh,
Tutu, you've not started presenting.
are you sure? What? So but I thought you could see my screen.
No, no, I mean, yeah, yes, we can see your screen, but you've not put it in presentation mode.
Oh,
Yeah, so
so
we can't,
so I've
the
literally
slides didn't
just
move at all. Yeah, you
I've
need to
literally
move yeah.
oh my god. Simi, can you help me with that? Because this is not in English.
No
Um,
problem. Okay, I'll do I'll do that. Just give me a second, please.
I don't even know what we're doing. I'm so sorry about that.
No, no problem. Give me a minute or less.
The
It's
instructions
okay.
are not in English, so I don't know what it's saying, and I didn't want to like click on anything that would get it like.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Can you see my screen? Okay.
Yes. So thank you. Can you put it in presentation mode? Thanks.
It's loading.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay.
Yeah, so
The
this is
next
Green
slide.
Serve that I was talking about. Yeah, this is Green Serve I was talking about. This is MedSafe, yeah. And then next, yes, next slide, thanks. You can go to the next slide, Simi. Yeah, yeah, just stay here. So this is what I want. No, no, just this. Can you take it back? Yeah, I just want the pictures to show. Yeah. So this is the
Am I
like
back on?
yeah, yeah, thank you so much. This is the activity that I wanted us to do. If you can see the screen, can you just try to spot like 10 differences between like the picture on top and the picture below? And can you just put in the chat like how many differences you were able to spot? Yeah. I hope this is not too hard. Ah, wow. She saw 10. That was fast. Okay, has anybody? Quite a few. Four, five, six, 6, yeah. See me too. Oh, I think some people are really good at this. Yeah, that's just it. 7 and still counting. Okay, 2 more minutes. Just try. Just take it piece by piece. Like compare the fish. Is there anything different between the fish? Compare the octopus. I mean, I think that's the best way to go about it. Compare the background. Yeah, yeah. Just take it one portion at a time or one object at a time. Angela seen 12. But I mean, like, yeah, two people have seen 10 now. I definitely owe Angela something. Yeah, I think Anna has seen 9. Okay. So actually, I told us to look for 10 differences, but in this picture, there are actually 15 differences. And yeah, you people are really so smart. Yeah, yeah, you're really so smart. Thank you. The goal was now to for you to try and find 15 differences. The idea was first to let you know that okay, you have 10 differences, and then see if you would stop at that compared to when you know that you have like 15. Is anybody able to like spot 15 now? No, it's fine. I think people actually went on to 12 because they saw find 15 differences. I have a feeling that that's what happened. I actually have a feeling it's normal to actually have stopped at 10. But Simi, you can show the next two slides now. Yeah. And the next one. Oh, Simi, can you show the next slide, like the answers? Uh-oh.
Sorry, it wasn't moving, so I had to stop sharing.
No, it's fine.
Am I on the right screen?
Yeah, this is where like these are the differences now in just for everybody to like look at it now. These are these are the 15 differences now. So we can move to the next slide so I can continue. So this game was literally to just like show us the power of like information, having enough information because um it was supposed to be that when you are aware that there are 10 differences, your mind is conditioned to look for 10, and then when you find 10 you're like yes, I found them all. But then when you know that oh, like there are actually more, there are five more, you keep looking again and then you find the five more. And so it's just to actually say that I was able to find like my optimism and passion again when I changed my perspective. I realized that the perspective that they give us about sustainability, about climate change, about protect the planet, save the ocean, I realized that that perspective sometimes is what actually limits us in some instances. And then to bring it home to Aqua World, just look at this next slide. This is how long it takes for different materials to decompose in the ocean. And I'm sure that this is information that almost everybody at Aqua World is aware of, and this is like why you are actually like doing what you do. Let me take for example like plastic bags. Like it takes, if a plastic bag gets into the ocean now, it's going to take like 10 to 20 years for it to decompose. That's bag. Plastic bottles, which we use much more in Nigeria, is going to take about 450 years. And so we are actually just like presented with the challenge. We're actually just presented with this is the problem, but I'm here to show you another perspective. If it actually takes 450 years for these things to decompose, why do we think that we can fix it in 3 months? Why do you think that your organization can solve all these challenges in 6 months, in 1 year? And so I realized that solutions actually compound just as much as problems compound. I was feeling hopeless about Green Serve because it was 3 months and I felt like I didn't have anything tangible. I felt like I didn't have a collaboration. I felt like I hadn't won a grant. I felt like I hadn't secured partnership. I hadn't made sales. But I realized that what I am trying to solve is something that is it's big, it's a problem that is bigger than months. It's a problem that is bigger than weeks. And I had to give myself grace. And so this is what I'm actually presenting to you volunteers at Aqua World also. And I mean the team also. Give yourself grace. See the challenge from a fresh perspective, and I feel like when you see the magnitude of the problem beyond just like facts of, oh, we should solve this now, you are able to actually like introspectively like also give yourself a timeline that is feasible and does not leave you feeling like a failure or leave you feeling burnt out. And so that's the first thing I'm going to say about perspective, and like about like staying hopeful. When you see things from the right lens, when you see things from a better perspective, your energy towards that activity, it's different. It becomes more appropriate. And so for me, for Green Save now, I'm not measuring our success based on what we're able to achieve in 1 or 2 or 3 years. I'm thinking longer term now. Do you understand? Okay. Simi, can you please move on to the next slide? I hope you are able to follow me and my story, anyways. And so I want us to pick a lesson like from the start, still on like just like having a fresh perspective towards like sustainability and challenges. Look at this picture. We have many stars there. Can you Can you just see how they are not shining with the same intensity? Some are very bright, some are not very bright, but overall they give a sense of wonder. Overall, they give light. And so I feel like the next perspective change that helped me to stay hopeful in Green Serve and my sustainability journey was to realize that the goal was not for me to fix this challenge alone. The goal was to actually do my bit and let other people do their bit also. Seeing sustainability and everything that we try to do for the planet, everything we try to do for healthier communities, better environment, seeing our role as just a part and not the entire picture, it reduces that burden on us, that feeling that, oh, maybe I'm not doing enough, maybe I could have done better or this or that. And so this is the second thing that I'm putting to you, volunteers at Aqua World, that your goal is just to actually find your place, find your work, stay consistent there, and it's for many, like I put in this slide, many ordinary people coming together. So instead of seeing it as Aqua World solving the problem of pollution in our water bodies in Nigeria, just see Aqua World as a piece of the number of people that are going to come together to solve this challenge. And that way, I don't know if it's just me, but it's really relieving and strengthening when I realize that I'm not the only one. Like this burden is not for only me to carry. I just need to focus on doing my bit and doing my bit well. That way you are more efficient, that way you are more productive, that way you are not drained, because imagine it shrinks it shrinks the goal, but the goal is still the same. I see me. Can you understand what I'm saying? I really hope you can understand what I'm saying. But yes, and this is what everyday activism actually looks like today. I mean, this is what is sustainable. This is what I would actually say has kept me going in Green Save and MedSave. Can you put up the next slide, please? And so this is the third thing about like changing my perspective. I had to also redefine hope. And I saw that hope is not the same thing as optimism. And many times we think they are the same, but they are actually not the same. And don't get me wrong, both are very important. I'm not here to cancel out optimism. I'm just here to help us know that there is a difference, and to actually succeed in any like sustainability venture, like you need a good blend of both. And so I put like four key points that I've held on to now, that have kept me like like consistent in the last 6 months. And so I realized that optimism is outcome dependent. It's like saying, oh, the ocean will be cleaner. I want the ocean to be cleaner. But hope is character dependent. It's like saying, even if I don't see the change today, my work still matters. It's about what you are doing, and not necessarily about like what is happening. And then optimism is saying that, oh, optimism, I'm sorry, I cannot see my slide. Okay, optimism like is asks the question like, what if things get better, or what if things don't get better? But hope actually says, who am I becoming as I faithfully keep showing up? So this is just like a broader way to expand the first point that I made, that optimism is just focused on the results, the results, the results. In a way, it just ignores the process. And not just the process, it ignores you as part of the process. And that is what causes burnout. That is what causes people to lose hope, because if you are not seeing the result, then you feel like it doesn't matter. You feel like, "Mm, what am I doing?" Or you feel like giving up basically. But when you understand that there's more to the results, that you can or cannot see, and thinking about you, who you are becoming on this process, or on this journey, who you are, if you are as a volunteer, as a leader in maybe like of a team, or just as an individual, like here generally, your actions, evaluating them. Imagine maybe like, let me say, throwing like your plastic bottle outside, like outside the car window on a drive. Optimism is more like, if I throw it or if I don't throw it, like, would it even matter? Like, another person will still throw it and the street will not even get cleaner. But hope is actually saying that me throwing it or not throwing it, like, the person that I'm becoming, the discipline that I am, the discipline that what's the word? The discipline that oh, my slide just disappeared. No. Okay, let me use uh
Yeah, Simi is back. I think she's back.
okay, thank you. I was going to just switch to mine.
Hi. So sorry, everyone.
It's fine. Thanks.
My
Really
Wi-Fi tripped.
appreciate. But I mean, I can keep on talking, right? I don't need to see the slide to keep on
Yeah.
talking. So hope is believing that everything will work out perfectly. I mean, hope isn't believing that everything will work out perfectly. That's more of like optimism. Hope is believing that your actions are worthwhile even when the outcome isn't guaranteed. And so for someone in Aqua World today, like the little stuff that you are doing, the little cleanup that you are doing, the little maybe graphics design that you are putting out, educational content that you are putting out, you optimism is like, oh, I hope this thing like, like reaches 1 million people and they are able to see it, and like they are able to act on it. But hope is actually believing that even if like 5 people see this thing, even if just 2 people see this thing, like it's worthwhile. And to even make it home, like this meeting right here is a very good example. We are not very like many here, but optimism would have been like, oh, I really hope like we'll have like, like 200 participants and this and that. But being hopeful is understanding that this meeting, no matter like how many people showed up, is actually like worthwhile. This type of attitude is what keeps it's what keeps you going for anybody that is involved in sustainability, or this type of work that we do. And then lastly, hope is not a feeling that appears before action. That's why I actually first shared my story about green serve. And I felt like, oh my god, this is such a good story, this is such a good business idea and stuff like that. Looking back, I realized that that was actually optimism, like feeling that many ladies would be able to relate to my story and buy my packs and use my packs, and people use less of plastics. But I realized that hope is something that actually grows as we take action. And so, in line with our topic, like staying hopeful, I'm here to tell us that hope is not something that is going to meet us before we start. It's actually going to meet us. It's actually going to join us as we actually like take on a challenge, as we actually start to work on something, as we actually show up. Optimism can get us started, but understanding that hope is it's more about the process, and hope is more about you, what you become as you journey through whatever sustainability outcome you are trying to achieve. Simi, can you give us the next slide, please? Yes, so another thing that I realized, I mean, I think this is the fourth thing now, right? Still on like changing like my perspective to be able to find the strength and the passion to keep going consistently. I realized that activism is not separate from my life. For for a long time, I thought like my life and my career they were something, and then green serve was something else. So please, can you give us the next slide, like the entire page? Yeah. So, but then I realized that you have to actually expand your thinking to fit everything into your life. Aqua World is not just something that you do on the side. It's part of you. It's part of the life that you are living. It's not just like a checkbox to tick on like, oh, what have we done this month? What are we going to do in the next 3 months? It's not just about weekends of activities. Okay, third weekend of June, let's go to this beach and do this, or let's do that. It's actually everyday life. Simi, can you give us the next slide? And so when I stopped like separating green self from like my research, my education, my day-to-day living, I started to feel less burnt out, because it started to feel less of a separate activity that I needed to do, and more of something that just is just part of what I do. And so for me to you today, I'm going to just encourage us to build in as a volunteer in Aqua World, like see Aqua World as part of your profession, see Aqua World as part of your life. If you're a scientist, seek to develop sustainable like technologies, bring in these ideas, bring in the things that you are trying to achieve, bring them into other aspects of your life, like let it become one as much as possible. If you're a healthcare professional, promote public health and environmental health. If you're a teacher, raise environmentally conscious students. I really hope I'm able to drive home this point because I'm basically just saying that stop seeing your work, stop, I mean, what you do at Aqua World or what you do generally towards like sustainability, stop seeing it as something separate, as something different. It's all interconnected, it's all like interdisciplinary, and it can actually fit into like one whole life. And so there's no separate time that you have to mentally log off from other aspects of your life to focus on one particular thing or the other. So Simi, can you go to the next slide? So this was also something that helped me like keep going in green serve. And then the next thing was that there was this myth that small actions don't matter. But I want to remind us today that almost every major movement started with a few people, 4, 5 people, just few people who believed, who understood what they were doing, who knew what they wanted, and kept going for it. And never underestimate the people watching you. There's this way that social media defines impact, that it has to be big. It's like we reached 1,000 people, we removed 2,000 tons of waste from this and that. There's this way that it puts numbers and figures on impact, but that is really not true, because small actions, actually, just like going back to the lesson from the stars, it's more about doing like your own bit consistently, not about like the numbers. And so don't focus so much on the numbers, and don't evaluate your work based on numbers. Rather, evaluate it based on consistency, evaluate it based on effectiveness. If you are effective, if you are consistent, and like again, small actions do matter. And so for me, for green serve, sometimes in a month I don't do anything about green serve, but I don't allow myself to feel bad. Before, I would have like guilt tripped myself. I felt like there I have to always do something in a month. I need to have something big that I achieved this month, or this that I did the next month. But I realized that the small things actually mattered. Me just putting maybe like a post up on Instagram, it may have had 5 likes, but I did that month, and that was enough. That was enough. Okay, Simi, can you give us the next slide, please? Oh, I hope Simi is still here. Uh-oh. Can you can you hear me? Uh-oh. Am I the one that is logged out?
We can hear you clearly, ma'am.
Oh, well, Simi cannot hear me again. Okay, I will just have to continue. So next, I'm moving on to like practical ways to, like sustain yourself, practical ways to stay hopeful. I want us to remember that the journey is as much about your becoming as the results. If you are a volunteer at Aqua World or any other sustainable initiative, I want you to remember that it's as much about the person that you become, the resilience, the character, the persistence, the skills that you are gaining is as much as that as the result. So don't just focus on, okay, since I joined this organization, how much plastic have we removed from the ocean? Also think about, since I joined this organization, as a person, how much have I improved in terms of communication? How much have I improved in terms of my presentation skills? How much have I improved in terms of this, in terms of that? Evaluate yourself, see the progress that you are making. So you are not just about like activities, it's also about like the person that you are becoming and being effective in other areas of your life. And so another way to stay hopeful is to, and trust me, when you do this, you realize that you are actually changing. You are not the same person. Even if like you've not been able to achieve so much, or you are not seeing like the difference in like your work or your organization, you are not the same person that started this work or that joined this organization a few months ago. Your ability to think critically has changed, your problem solving skills has changed. You are not the same person. And so another thing is to celebrate small wins, because progress is often first invisible. So that's why I said that this social media like definition of impact, don't let it get to you so much, because many times the work that we are doing, like I said in the first few slides, it's going to compound. We may not see it now. It may take 4 5 years before we like start to see the tangible effect, the visible effect of our work. And so that's why it's important to celebrate small wins, because you have the mindset that it's like, it may seem slow, but it's going to happen. And whatever we have achieved today, or whatever we've achieved this month, is going to be part of the bigger picture later on. Like a good example is like this meeting. It may seem small, like okay, this small team organizing this meeting with few people joining, but if I were part of the committee organizing this meeting, we would actually celebrate this meeting, because it's a small win, but at the end of the day, it's part of something big. Like right now, the impact of this meeting may not seem much, but it's something. Another thing is to know that rest is part of the work, not a reward after it. As a volunteer, as a founder, it's very important that you take out time to rest. Don't define rest as your reward. Rest is rest. Don't say, oh, I will feel better if we win a grant, or I will feel better if we have this or if we have that. Rest is rest. Give yourself grace. Just rest. Rest when you ought to rest. Also focus on what you can control. In this journey, you realize that there are many things that are beyond your control. And it's very important to acknowledge that you can't fix everything and you cannot do everything. And at some point, you just have to focus on the things that you can control and the things that you cannot control. Many things have gone wrong in this presentation, like, I mean, Simi's network, or me not being able to, like present my slides, but it does not bother me anymore, because these things are out of my control. I just focus on what I can control. I just focus on, okay, the things that I can say to you right now. And this is what has really helped me in doing safe. I'm not currently like in Nigeria where my business is running. And so you can imagine, I it was one of the reasons why I wanted to give up before, because there were things that I wanted to do but I could not do. I would call this person, please help me do this. They would forget this or that. But then I realized that the moment I stopped trying to control everything, I felt better. I was like, okay, I am not in Nigeria. What are the things that I can do effectively that without being in Nigeria? And I focused on those things. I left the things that I could not control because I was not in Nigeria. I left those things and I stopped allowing them to bother me. And so focus on the things that you can control, put in your energy more in those ones, and acknowledge that you will not be able to control everything, and it is fine. And it's part of like giving yourself grace, and then also keep learning. The world is really like rapidly evolving, new data, new science. It's really good that in this field, like we read, we learn, we attend like seminars, we attend outreaches, see what other people are doing. Don't be in a bubble, don't be in just like your own like organization. Like see, speak to other founders, speak to other like volunteers, like understand how other people are trying to solve like the same challenge or even just a different challenge. It's refreshing. It's also like inspiring seeing how other people like approach the same challenge or a different challenge. And so don't think that you know the challenge enough. Don't feel like, oh, the challenge is that plastic is polluting the ocean, and then you don't learn anything beyond that. Keep learning, learn about diversity, learn about many other things. And so that's something that, helps you to stay like, or that has helped me to stay hopeful. Just seeing how other people think, seeing how other people work, it was really like inspiring, and it has helped me to stay like hopeful. And so the last thing that I'm going to just share with us in conclusion is that I want us to remember that you are not building for a month, you are not building for a year, you are building for decades to come. If you are a volunteer at Aqua World, think of what you are doing beyond the now. Think of what you are doing beyond. Okay, thank you. Think of what you are doing beyond 2026. Think of what you are doing beyond 2030. Think about Aqua World still existing by 2050 and the type of work that you want to be like going on at that time. Think about it in that line, and you will realize that if you are actually building for long term, this type of work does not demand perfection. What it demands is patience, is consistency, and it's persistence. And so I realized that many people that are doing like sustainability activism, they want to fix it now. They want to fix the problem today. They want to fix it in 1 year, in 1 week, and they want to do it perfectly. They want everything to go smoothly. If you would ask me, in my opinion, how did this presentation go? Me last year, I would be like, oh, many things went wrong, this, that. But with my perspective and with my way of thinking now, this meeting went just fine. Did I speak as eloquently as I wanted to speak? No. Did I have issues? Yes. But did I do something? At least something? Yes. And that is enough. The most important thing is patience, is consistency, and it is persistence. You would get like rejections, you will have like issues with other like maybe like founders or like your volunteers, but you have to keep going. And don't 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 romanticize like perfection. Sustainability is not about perfection, it's really about persistence. And I really hope that if you're a volunteer at Aqua World, I've been able to encourage you to keep going, and just give you a new perspective or a new way of thinking about activism. Thank you. And I await your questions now.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Please, clap and give our reactions. That was a very, very
Thank,
insightful, eye-opening, enlightening speech, webinar presentation. Thank you so much. Thank you.
thank
Thank you,
you.
everybody.
Yeah.
So if you have questions, please raise your hand. And while we're waiting for your questions, just in the chat box, type what stood out to you.
Mm.
What stood out to you in this presentation?
Mr. Lawal, oh yeah, look.
Sorry.
Yeah. Mm.
Type it in the SPUSD. What stood out to you? But I'll go first. What's really so many things stuck out to me. But the myth of small actions don't matter. It's so easy to fall into, the abyss of social media or LinkedIn. You said to Instagram. LinkedIn is a bottomless pit of, I'm happy to announce
Yeah.
today you
Yeah.
know, and you start looking at yourself. God, am I a goat? Am I a cow? Why
Yeah.
am I not happy to announce anything? But
Mm.
small actions really matter. The little things we do matter. Using the ocean analogy, little drops of water in the ocean.
Mm.
Little things we do matters. And then
They
what you said about hope is not optimism, that was
do.
shocking. What do you mean hope is not optimism? What do you mean by optimism cannot
Mm.
carry my vision, my mission, my dreams? But hope
Mm.
is believing your actions are worthwhile, even when the outcome isn't guaranteed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And
So,
okay, Power Peter says what stood out to him is focus on what you can control.
mhm.
Also, Iyano, focus on what you can control. Rest is not a reward, it is part of the process. Yeah, that was some for I feel guilty sleeping at times. If my family members were here, they'll tell you I have trouble sleeping and
Mm.
rest is not a reward.
Yeah.
Building for decades, not months.
Mhm.
Yeah. They are building for decades. So it's not about perfection, but being
Yeah.
consistent.
Yeah.
Okay, there's a question here. I'll read it out. This question is from Messi and Imodi. Is it okay to have passions across many different fields? I'm drawn to law, health, music, and sustainability. I believe sustainability should be woven into every discipline rather
Yeah.
than treated as a separate field. But what if people don't understand and instead see me as a jack of all trades? How do you
Mm.
balance interdisciplinary interests without losing credibility?
Such a long question. But yes, like I feel like that is such a good question because it's it's something that yeah, it may not be like popular right now, but trust me, it's something that the world is already starting to acknowledge that fields like this, sustainability, climate change, it's interdisciplinary, it's transdisciplinary. I mean, I went the last like green conference that I attended, there were architects, there were urban planning what do they call them, there was even a psychologist, like he said he's an environmental psychologist, and his research is how people like respond to like stress due to maybe like increase in temperature and stuff like that. I was like, wow, you do this. Like you factor in all these things into like climate change, and climate change is not just there were people from different fields there, and everybody had like something important to say. So I actually want to say to Mercy that the world will catch up with you, trust me. It's they are already catching up in the like western worlds. Perhaps it's because like you're in Nigeria and there's their viewpoint is not yet like I don't want to sound I don't want to sound, how do I put it, but I'm just trying to say that there is nothing wrong with you and you are actually thinking in the future already. Like you are actually at the right place, like you are where you are meant to be. But let me see your question. I to look at like your oh my god. I wanted to see the fields that she
Should I
listed.
should I read it
Okay,
out?
okay. I can find it now. Like
Okay.
law, health, music, and sustainability. Yeah. I feel like you just have to now like find your meeting point between these things. But you the balance, I wouldn't know. I don't know if I would call it like a balance. I don't think they call it balance. You are not trying to balance them. You are just trying to how do I put it? I don't want to use the word like balance. It's not balance, but
Mhm.
it's, I'm sorry, I'm lacking the words, but what I'm trying to tell Messi is that you are on the right track and just narrow down your niche, narrow down maybe a particular disease or stuff or that, and go for it because it makes a lot of sense. It does. It does. Thank you, Messi.
All right. Thank you. Power Peter has his hands up. You can unmute yourself, Peter. Power. And then
All right.
and
Good day,
also okay.
everyone. Okay, you want to say something?
Oh no, I'll listen to you.
Okay, thank you to the moderator and to the host. I mean, thank you so much, Adetutu, for the facilitation.
Yeah.
It's so, all right, this is my question. Yeah, considering our system is in Nigeria, whereby the monitoring and evaluation, I believe that whatsoever will be sustained must first be monitored. If it cannot be monitored, it
Yeah.
won't be sustainable. So
Mm.
in a system, how do you develop a framework for monitoring and evaluation, especially when the system is not helping? I
Mm.
mean, in a process whereby, okay, even when you are trying to do your monitoring plan, engaging the community, people to be able to come up with some data. They were not even helping the way they look down on you, the way they
Yeah.
react, in even collecting some data, the way some people will. I personally, I work as a, I wo- my work, I work as a site validator, so I do a lot of community engagement, but it can be discouraging, especially when you now, the kind of passion that I have, it might not be the same with what other people can have. In order to be able to bring others into this kind of system, what's monitoring or how do we go about that? I don't really get my question.
Yeah, I do. I get your point because also like at MedSafe, we're trying to, like gather data, as to how people dispose like their waste. So we can write the report and stuff. And it has been so slow. And we actually also like try to reach out to the regulatory body that controls pharmaceutical waste. Let us get a meeting to speak with them, and they're like, okay, you will pay this amount if you want to do this and do that. I definitely understand what you mean by how do you like work when the environment is like frustrating. And for I'll tell you like what I told my team at MedSafe. And it's also like ties back to understanding that you cannot fix everything. You just have a small, like you just have focus on a small part that you can do, and then like don't think about like doing it in like a short period of time, because this is like actually like a big challenge. And so I told them that let us focus on Southwest, and that is enough. We would be happy if like MedSafe is able to like scale across like Nigeria, but let us start from Southwest first. Let us start from Ibadan. Let us start from University of Ibadan. And So that's what I will actually like tell you. Whatever you are trying to do, like just first do it like on a small scale so that you can manage the frustrations that like come with it. It's very good to have like this big plan and this big idea, but if you are not able to like do the small thing effectively, you will feel frustrated and you will not even want to like do the big thing. So I don't know your field. I don't know what you are trying to, like monitor weight, but scale it down. Work with maybe only two organizations, work with a small community, have a small prototype, do a small pilot study, just scale it down and make it work very well. Then you can like, I mean, that's what I said. You are building for decades. And so just go slowly but consistently. Do you understand? I really hope I've been able to help you.
Oh, yes, you've really, I mean, I love that point you made that scaling it down and especially working with, I mean, you mentioned that starting with Southwest, maybe if an environment you are familiar with. And I
Yes.
think when one has been able to build impact and relevance in that
Yeah.
in that area where you are familiar with, where you can be known, where people can trust you. I think when the impact speaks, it will spread to other region
Yeah.
where you
Yeah.
just want that. So they will even be the one to advocate for you in most times or fight
Exactly.
for you. So I think
Exactly.
that's what. Thank
Yeah.
you so much.
You're welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. Oh, that was a deep question
Yeah.
that I'm sure people, those of us in the global south, can relate to very deeply. And thank you,
Mhm.
Tutu, for sharing that. Getting as being asked to pay for something that
Yeah.
should be made
What?
public is ridiculous. Why
Yeah.
am I paying for information that should be on the internet for free? But then, with the issues we face.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So there's a comment here in response to Mercy's question. Angela said, the full quote is actually a jack of all trades is a master of none, but oftentimes better than a master of one. And it's a
Mhm.
thumbs up to your versatility. Please enjoy and exhaust the numerous talents you possess. Yes,
That's like
there's
back.
there's a
That's so true.
yeah.
That's so true.
Enjoy yourself, explore.
Yeah.
You have a long life
That's
to live. Use it.
exactly. And even currently, like some of the best scientists that we have now, there are people that understand like different fields and are able to like merge like bits of this. Like they do, maybe they have like a chemistry background and then they do biophysics and then they do this, like, so it's really beautiful. We are not in the generation where like you have to be as like known for one thing, like this is what
Mhm.
like you are doing now. Like your education, even though you have a background in law, is so relevant in science, it's so relevant in agric. You can
Mhm.
explore like endless possibilities. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Uh,
Mm.
I see that there are no other questions. Okay, we just comment. Mercy says that hope may not give hope may not give the rush of motivation optimism gives when carrying out the project, but hope will build consistency, character, and it will stand the test of time.
Yeah.
Yes. And you Tutu kept referring to Aqua World volunteers. But there are quite a lot of people here that are not Aqua World volunteers. We also have members of the public here. So thank you guys for joining. And what Tutu has said is adaptable to even every aspect of life. Whether you're working, whether you're not working, self-employed, into craft, into business, you make hair for a living, you're a communications and marketing person, whatever it is you do, what Tutu has shared is very relevant.
Yeah.
Yana also says, to the jack of all trades, there's a rise of what is called portfolio careers. Try
Exactly.
looking it up. It's said to be
Yeah.
the future of work. Yes,
Like
but
exactly.
portfolio
I agree.
careers. And
I
there's
agree.
there's a term that I've not seen any man use this before. it's only women I've been seeing multi-potentialites or multi-potential. Does anybody know the word I'm trying to say? If you listen to Debola Dejikuru, she uses it a lot.
Yeah,
It's multi-potential, multi-potential. Thank you so much. Mercy, you know the word. Thank you.
because she is.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, she
Yes.
is. Oh, power, Peter. Yeah, I was just saying what Iyanu like just said now that like people have like a background in one field and then they are able to like also like study in another field. So I was just saying that like
Mm-hmm.
some of the best scientists that we have now, like they are not just they didn't have like a linear career, like okay, bachelor of chemistry, master of chemistry, PhD chemistry. No, you would see like bachelor of chemistry, MSc biophysics, PhD in biochemistry or something. So that's why I was
Social
trying to say
studies.
that like yeah, and it's really good. Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, to add to what you said, I just found out recently that Albert Einstein, the popular physicist, there was a time in his life where he was most popular for activism, fighting against racism and
Mhm.
the World War. So there was a time people didn't even know him to be, the theoretical physicist we all knew him to be. What he was most popular for was fighting for Black people and making sure that Black people were safe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so being a jack of all trades, just being wise enough to merge them all and to be good
Mhm.
in certain parts. Thank you so much. Thank
Mhm.
you. Does
Thank you.
anyone have anything to say? Because we're gradually rounding up. Okay, in the absence of all, I did so I think your dad is on the call. Is that your daddy?
Yeah. Oh, I told my family to come for support.
Okay, good
Thank
evening,
you.
sir. We
Thank
greet
you,
you.
family.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you.
This is Thank you. Thank you for Adetutu.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. All right, everybody. To everyone who joined, I hope you are able to stay hopeful for your everyday actions, whatever it is you are doing, in spite of the news, in spite of what is going on in the world. Stay hopeful. Hope is a burner that keeps you burning. So
Yeah.
thank you. Yeah, special shout out to the family members, to our friends and family that joined, to those who invited others, those of you came by invitations. Thank you so much. This is Aqua World Community Development Initiative. We have meetings like this from time to time. Thank you so much, everyone. I hope you
Thank
have a
you.
lovely day. Thank you,
Yeah.
Tutu. We're so grateful.
Thank
Stay
you. I'm
hopeful.
so grateful too. Thank you. Bye.
All right, bye. No, wait. Don't yet go.
Oh,
Wait. Everybody, pictures. We've not taken pictures. Okay, there's 9 of us.
okay.
Quickly, if you can turn on your video, please, just quickly.
For memory's sake.
Yes, everybody, you can turn on your video. Thank you. Bye. Okay, wait. Next slide. Thank you. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.